Sometimes listings look luxurious, even if it's not necessarily a luxury home. That's because the photographer knew which angles to get and knew how to make the listing shine a little bit more. Today, I wanted to show you a few key areas in the house that you should definitely make sure you spend a little bit of extra time on. And the spaces are the kitchen, the main area living space, and the primary bedroom and bathroom. Even if you're not in an area with a bunch of custom homes or new build homes, you can still make your photos feel a little bit more elevated. I'm gonna be starting in the living room. This house is completely vacant, no furniture or anything like that, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky, but in this scenario, there's no furniture, so your composition is gonna be doing all the heavy lifting. You wanna make sure that you keep it clean and simple, and make sure to use the wide angle on your lens. Level your tripod and then just straighten up those verticals and horizontals, and then you should be good to go. If there's any sort of fireplace like in this one, I would definitely get some sort of detail shot with that. Just ask your editors to put in a fake fireplace and it looks so much better. In rooms like this, I would probably do like maybe 3 photos. I would do one facing the fireplace and then one that's facing the other side so you can see the kitchen. Maybe one that's not so much as like a real estate shot, but I would probably just do this angle right here. I like how you can see the windows and it looks very symmetrical, and that's my main goal for this living room, is to make it feel symmetrical and, you know, make it feel like a warm and inviting space. You can always shoot from corners just to show a little bit more depth in your photos. And then again, you can always do centered and symmetrical shots. And then we're moving on to the kitchen, and in the kitchen, there's no table, there's no chairs, there's nothing. So we really need to rely heavily on the structure of the kitchen and maybe even certain appliances or features of the kitchen that just makes it stand out. When you're photographing a kitchen, I always like to get my tripod up pretty high just because I don't like to see underneath the cabinets. That's just a personal preference of mine. In here, I like to switch it up a little bit. I really like getting those straight on shots, like looking down the hallway to the next room, or even doing like a corner shot from the very corner of the countertop, just so it defines a lot more of the bar space underneath the counters. And then of course, doing that straight on photo so you could see the whole kitchen, and then maybe another one highlighting the sink, or maybe a view from out the window. I like to include some detail shots within my shoot, so I feel like something like that would be a little bit more meaningful than just the standard real estate shots. Another thing that I want to mention about this kitchen specifically is if you look in these cabinets right here, there are like some built-in spice like cabinet kind of things, like little shelves for it. So I would probably get a photo with this in it, maybe even standing right over here and looking directly just that way so that they can see exactly what's in that, just because I think that's a really cool feature to the house. Now heading into the primary bedroom and the primary bathroom. I feel like bedrooms are pretty tricky, especially when they are empty bedrooms. I like to picture where exactly the bed would probably go in this room, and then I would shoot in that very direction so that you can see where the bed would be. And then I would definitely do a photo of the bedroom where you're looking into the bathroom if it's a layout like that. I do this because I like to see if a bathroom is attached to the main bedroom of the house. I think that's really helpful for buyers. So I like to get that shot. And definitely if there's a closet somewhere in that bedroom, I would for sure get a photo, not necessarily inside of it, but just in the room, whether that's a corner or more of a symmetrical shot to where you can see that closet. Then heading into the primary bathroom. In this bathroom, I feel like the main thing that you're seeing is the tub. So a couple different things that you could do here. I would do a symmetrical shot on the opposite side of the bathroom so that I'm facing the tub. That just feels a little bit more lived in, and I think I would lower the tripod as well, just because it gives it more of that like cozier feeling, in my opinion. Another one you could do is actually turn the water faucet on, and you could drop your aperture down to like, I'd probably do like 4 or 5. Turn the water on just so it feels like there's a little bit more movement in the photos, which I think is really cool and unique. And then another thing that I would do in here, I would get part of the tub in it and then just the countertop there. I know there's only one sink, but people still want to see that, I'm sure. So I would get this shot and probably just keep it around 3 photos. So those are the top 3 places that I think would stand out a little bit more if you took the extra effort and time into making the photo look a little bit more luxury and high-end, especially using those detail shots and knowing your angles. It doesn't have to be scary. If there's no furniture in a house, you can still make it look elevated and still make it look good. If you've been interested in learning more about real estate photography, REPP has this coaching program, and you pretty much learn everything from how to take the photos to how to get clients, how to actually make money in fitness business. The coaching program includes a one-on-one personal coach that you can meet with every single week, and it also includes 15 group calls per week, and you can attend as many as you want, and they're also recorded just in case if you happen to miss one, you can just go back and look at them later. Eli goes live on YouTube every single Thursday night, so if you are interested in learning more about this or have some questions, make sure to go check that out, and I'll go ahead and put in the description where you can apply for a coach.